covering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
Four wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
And welcome inside Cass Tech High School. It's time for the PSL Holiday Classic. My name is Chad Bush alongside Rob Murphy, and we're getting ready for Game 5 of 6 today. And Murph, we got a battle between Saginaw United and Detroit King coming off a big win.
I'm looking forward to this one, Chad. You got two championship-level coaches, a lot of experience in their program. They're used to a lot of winning. And it's a battle down here in Detroit today. I credit Saginaw for coming down. Early on, you want to get a good matchup, so this should be a great game.
King has been led by a guard that's been fabulous this year. Stephen Jones is really their playmaker. He starts everything for George Ward's team.
Yeah, well, talking to Coach early on, he said this is the guy that he has to wake up sometime. He gets off the slow starts. But when he's going, they're a much better team, so I'm looking forward to the start today.
Saginaw's got some folks as well. They're familiar with this tournament, but one guy that stands out is T.J. Stevenson, a guy who's headed to a place that you're quite familiar with.
Yeah, Central State University. Congrats on that commit. That's a big commit for them. But he's a versatile guy. He's the energy, the engine. So Coach is looking forward to him getting off to a good start as well.
All right, let's meet the starters for tonight's ball game between Saginaw. Again, Saginaw is this is a different Saginaw group. It's Saginaw United. And it's a combination of Saginaw Arthur Hill and Saginaw High. They combined in the offseason, and here's a look at the starting five. It'll be Boop Hardy, one of the guards at 5'10". T.J. Stevenson, who Rob mentioned, the Central State commit, the senior at 6'3". Tyler Dorsey is in their front court. He's a big part of it. Had a huge slam at the Holiday Classic last season. Trey Buford is also a senior forward, and along with Dion Anderson. For Coach Julian Taylor, 13 years all in all at Saginaw United, or at Saginaw, and with the two schools uniting. Could you imagine if these two schools united back in the 90s and 2000s, Murph?
I can't imagine it. They had some unbelievable talent. I mean, the most latest and greatest is obviously Draymond Green, but you can continue to go back and talk about the Anthony Robisons, the Charles Rogers. There's been so many talented players to come from that area between Saginaw and Arthur Hill, Jason Richardson being
Sure.
one. So if you were able to combine then, it would have been unfair to the state. But both those programs were extremely successful with those guys.
You mentioned Stephen Jones, the guard, 6'3" junior, probably a college point guard, but he's been called on to score under George Ward's team. Derek Kilgore Jr., Gabriel Hawkins, Drew Floyd, who we saw last year was our G of the game, and the Gotta Get It Classic, and then Marion Knott, the big boy at 6'4". George Ward very happy to have him back, and ironically, he called him his Draymond Green with a jump shot.
That's what he said. I was okay. I can't wait to get to the game tonight. Listen to Coach Ward talk about his team, but he mentioned that they were young. They didn't play many seniors. So they were taking a few lumps early on, but it's good to take those lumps early. Coach, with his experience, can continue to teach them throughout the year and get them prepared, obviously, for PSL playoffs, but more importantly, making that run in March to the Breslin, and he's excited about, the guys in this program this year.
That's when it all counts. Did you have a good Christmas?
I did. It was great. I had
Nice.
a chance to spend some time with family. I got in the gym and worked out my daughter, Ryan Murphy, who's next. She'll be up next, freshman starting on varsity. So some good times and created some great memories, Chad.
That's awesome. Saginaw wins the tip, King wins the tip. Rips, drives. This is Stephen Jones, the junior, a guy that George Ward Jr. is very happy to have as his leader and point guard. Ball out of bounds, baseline left. 3 ball, Kilgore, count it. Bottoms up.
Nice box set coming out of bounds play there. Great draw by Coach to get Kilgore to the corner for 3.
The answer from the left wing, that's no good. Off the mark from Trey Buford, the 6'1" senior guard. Throw ahead to Drew Floyd, who attacks the 10 and gives King a quick 4-0 lead.
Great push in transition there, Chad. Really great push and finish to get off to a good start. Coach Ward has been talking about getting off to a good start. Being up 5-0 is a plus for his team today.
It's a King team that's coming off their biggest win of the year, win over Groves, a top 10 team in the state. There's a foul on the break. Holding on for dear life was Boop Hardy, and that'll stop the break. It is indeed a 3, so it's 5-0. Timeout on the floor. We'll keep it right here, just 50 seconds in. Chad Bush and Rob Murphy with you from the Holiday Classic, sponsored by the PSL. We saw Pershing and Centerline to start things, and saw the PSL get off to a fast start with the Pershing win over Derek Walton Senior's Centerline group. Detroit Central, I know a school that you've been at before and coached at, got a win over UPAD, and everything was looking great. And then Flint Hamady came in and ruined the party. So wait a minute, Flint's in Detroit, we got to get a win. Right. They knocked off Henry Ford. The Detroit theme continued, though, as the Cass-Tech girls dominated Romulus, and now Detroit King trying to get nice on Saginaw United.
Well, here early, Chad, and it's been less than a minute, and King is off to the races. They want to push in transition. It looked like they're getting early, getting some early breakouts and doing really good in transition to start this game here.
Confident, indeed. Stephen Jones to the shooter Hawkins, who's short with it, and cleaned up by Tyler Dorsey, their big. Turnovers early for Saginaw. Being a part of a tournament like this, Murphy, you don't know exactly when things are going to start, and there's a lot of games before, and your setups and routines are off. I mean, how do you coach this thing differently than normal games?
No, just basic routines. You hope that the game start on time, but more importantly, you had to have good practices, and your preparation was great in order to come in here and get a victory, no matter if it's a late start or on time.
Kilgore's kick back to the sophomore, now the junior Drew Floyd. Tight defense. And the energy for Saginaw across the way starting to mount. Saginaw 3-2. And a turnover forced by that Saginaw defense.
So the possession before, we've seen Coach Ward in his flex offense, something that Ben Kelso mastered, and we all learned from him, which was great. And then they came back with a dribble drive. I like to see how much he mixes it up against this Saginaw team to keep him off balance on the offensive side of the ball.
Of course, George Ward with those roots from Ben Kelso, Cooley High. He was a state champion for Cooley multiple times under Kelso in that flex offense. Tight defense here from his perimeter guard, Kilgore. Working against Boop Hardy. Back top side for Anderson. Dion rocks the dribble. Cut off in the paint, nowhere to go. Hardy spins, ball knocked loose. Chaos created. And we got to travel.
Yeah, what Saginaw United is going to have to do is get some movement. It's all about pace and space. Make sure your spacing is really tight. Get a few passes, get some guys cutting. Coach Ward and his team has come out with stifling defense. They play a hard man-to-man where they're going to pressure you and make it tough for you. So you have to have some movement, but more important, your spacing has to be right.
Spacing here on this press breaker. Disrupted. Hardy with a miss. Stick back good. That's TJ Stevenson with a follow-up.
And anytime you're struggling to score, you change up your defense. Them jumping into this 2-2-1 to make King think a little bit, put a little pressure on them with hopes that they make a mistake, which they did, got them on the board early.
Cut it to a one-possession game, and they force another turnover on that far sideline. What's Saginaw doing so special about their pressure zone?
Yeah, well, they do a good job of being in the right position. Their hands are spread so they can get deflections. And I think, it's just the way you attack it. You got to get somebody in the middle. You got to get it up the sideline, or you just got to use your reverse pass to get the ball across half court. They did neither, so it turned out to be a turnover. Sure, coach will make those adjustments as the game goes.
Saginaw trying to tie it with a triple, perhaps. Tight man-to-man continues. Buford around the perimeter, nowhere to go against this airtight King defense. Now Hardy against Hawkins. The matchup Saginaw wants. Kick, corner, drive, lay in, no. Knocked it out of there. 3-on-2 developing, attack, banker up and good. That's Derek Kilgore Jr., the junior.
Kilgore did a great job there, Chad, pushing the ball in defense. He was determined to get to the rim, and I think both these teams do a really good job defensively. So the goal, it seems like, to beat you up the floor in transition, and here's King out with the steal, Stevenson in with the layup.
Defense to offense. Stephen Jones, no time to waste. Saginaw the other way. Back to King and the Crusaders, who seem to have it all working right now. Full court pressure. Saginaw's had some success with this. 7-point lead, largest of the game for King.
So ideally, you want to get the ball to Knott here in the center. If you can't, you can reverse the ball as they did. That's a really good job of breaking the press.
They get it to Knott eventually, but it forces a turnover because of the tie-up.
So what happens here, Chad, obviously when they're pressing, you see that, you get an open. But, most kids think you have to score. Sometimes you want to get the ball across half court, bring it out and run your offense, especially when you have a 9-2 lead. You're in no rush now, so you want to back it out and run your offense.
Easy to get sped up in that press. Dribble drive baseline, laying good. Nifty move for Tyler Dorsey, their best player at 6'5".
Yeah, I like the offensive change there. They didn't try to go dribble drive one-on-one. They ran a little empty side ball screen action. Quick hit on the slip guy, and he was able to catch and finish, and they jumped back into their 2-2-1.
There's Knott in the middle. That's what you asked for. And Knott will go up and get 2 shots after the press was broken.
Yeah, well, more times than not, if you get the ball to the middle up the sidelines, you can be effective. See here, who Coach referred to him as Draymond Green. He talked about the IQ as well, so he was able to get to his spot, using the shot fake, get fouled, and he's able to get to the free throw line. But it all happened because they were able to get the ball to the middle there to break that press.
It was a nervous moment in October. Knott dislocated his ankle and tore a tendon and didn't know when they would get him back, but he's come back full force. And you mentioned his toughness, his smarts. He can knock down some free throws too. Reset on the near sideline for Saginaw.
Coach Ward talked about they had a young team, but it's impressive to see these young guys come out. And, I know they had some ups and downs where they've, won some big games on the road, but then they also went on the road and lost some tough ones. But to see these guys continue to gel together, they're really good at each position as well. They're athletic, they're tough. Everyone can dribble drive, and it seems like they make good decisions.
There's another good decision. Can it result in points? Not this time, but a reset, tap back, hustle play by Floyd. And now Kilgore again. Splash City, living right roll. Kilgore 2 for 2 from downtown. King up by 10 early.
It's impressive because all of their points are coming off turnovers. They're doing a great job of stifling this Saginaw team, which they get back cut there. Sometimes when you pressure, you give that up, and your help side guy has to be in position to help. But they're doing a really good job of stifling this team and making them make decisions.
How important is it to score off of turnovers?
No, it's
Does that
very
make it extra
important.
special?
Yeah, especially when it's live ball turnovers. When you get a chance to get in transition and have an advantage, meaning having numbers, and you can get up the floor and take a great shot early, that's good if you can knock it down. So, yeah, defense to offense is something that I've always preached as a coach, and King is absolutely doing a great job of doing that tonight.
Drew Floyd finds Marion Knott. Attacks up and under, and just too strong with a short corner hook. Saginaw with a 3-on-2, and the pass was a little too good.
Right idea. These guys need to capitalize in transition. They were able to turn Knott over there. He got himself into trouble. They dribbled it up very quickly in transition to get something early. They just didn't deliver and turn the ball over. But you'll look back as the game goes on. You need those layups. You need to make your free throws to keep this close, especially when you're on the road.
The bunnies count. No doubt, they add up. Under a minute to go. King, as Rob mentioned, no seniors on the team that play actively in the rotation. That's a tie-up. It's going to stay right here, but the Saginaw energy starting to get them back in this game, Rob.
Yeah, they're playing tough. I mean, these guys, obviously, you know, the program, the history of the program's there, so I know the type of kids that they breed. These guys are tough, and they're not going to go away. Any team, King or Saginaw, are not going to be able to play one-on-one basketball tonight. These guys have pride. They slide their feet. So you're going to have to run some action. Your spacing has to be correct, and you have to be in the right position to be successful offensively.
Jones working it around the perimeter. King looks like they want the final shot. George Ward in those freshly pressed khakis coming on the court. Looking like he's ready to be the sixth man.
Yeah, well, he knew I was, you know, commentating the game tonight, so I'm sure he wanted to look his best. He has his beard trimmed up over there as well, Chad.
That's a turnover. The beard's good for at least a couple turnovers for us, huh?
Got to get some movement, though. I give Saginaw a lot of credit. They're down now, but they've continued to compete, especially on the defensive side of the ball. These guys are sliding their feet. They're in the passing lanes. They're walling up, and they're collapsing. So they want to give themselves a chance, so they have to keep playing defense just to stay in it right now.
7 seconds left. Stevenson, kick out. Washington with a drive. Tip back, and the buzzer's good. That's Tyler Dorsey, who doinks it back in. Johnny on the spot, and new energy and new life for Saginaw as we head to the second quarter.
Yeah, see you here on the replay. This gets to the rim. Nobody checks out, and they tip it in at the buzzer. I know Coach Ward wish he can have that back. You want to go and make sure you get something good there. You go turn it over. You get other team life. They go get some action. They score, and they'll be on a high momentum going into the second quarter.
Back for the second right after this. First, life gives us many. From buying your first car or first home to starting a business, Alliance Catholic Credit Union is here for you every step of the way. From checking and savings accounts and youth accounts to auto loans, mortgages, business needs, and financial planning. A full-service financial institution with over 70 years of experience. We're committed to serving your firsts, seconds, 50ths, and every day in between. Alliance Catholic Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. Well, Detroit King 5-2, 2-1 in league play. 7 regional championships. And George Gervin, the Iceman, a former Crusader back in the early days in 1970. And a prize program. It's been led in recent times by George Ward Jr., a fabulous coach and leader of young men. 6-point lead for King. It's been as big as 10, and we get a travel on the perimeter. That's going to go on Stephen Jones, who we have yet to see really get comfortable in this game, Rob.
Yeah, not yet. He's had a couple pushes early in transition, but again, as you said, he hasn't gotten comfortable. Some of that's Saginaw's pressure, especially in the half court, Chad.
Pressure filled. Dorsey jumps, shot, no good, short. Second chance, offensive rebound. Ripped out by Buford. Shot, layup, good. Another clean, easy look for 15. That's been their best player in Tyler Dorsey, Murph.
Yeah, great finish by Tyler there. It's the second chance opportunity there. They got him to miss on the first possession, but these guys are so scrappy. They go in with a tip out. They were able to get the ball back inside for a score. This is a scrappy team. And
more scrappiness here.
Yeah, because of their defense, now they're able to get out defense to offense in transition. Couldn't deliver on the layup there. Oh, right idea.
Buford misses the bunny. King back the other way. This is Kilgore. Also into the game is Brandon Moddick, a 6'2 junior. This is Drew Floyd, the point guard. A lot of minutes last year as a sophomore, and he's hand-checked on the perimeter. That'll go on Burt, the reserve senior guard at 6'3".
Yeah, I'm waiting to see King go back to their flex action or maybe even their weave into their screen and roll. That was effective early on. It's been a lot of stagnant one-on-one play, actually, by both teams. But, again, you're playing yourself in the mirror. You got a tough team. They both are great man-to-man with two tough defenses. It's going to be a struggle to score if you don't get movement and your spacing is not proper.
Drew battling Washington. Dead spot left. Stinson had it stolen. 2-on-1. The other way. Layup missed. Dorsey's got his back. Tyler Dorsey, the Energizer Bunny, single-handedly has given Saginaw a 6-0 run, and they've cut it to 2.
Yeah, they're not going away, Chad. They're going to keep fighting. This is a tough team, and their defense, creating some offense, is what's putting them in position to make this run.
The big boys entered the game. Tyler Hunter at 6'9", and the sophomore shuffled the shoes. A guy that's just learning how to play basketball, and he's a project, but George Ward says, look, he's going to be a good one.
Yeah, he's emphasized, I guess, when he came in to get him the ball, but that kind of slowed him down. He's making a concerted effort to get him a few touches early. I think in a game like this, you may want to put him in the dunker spot and put him in a position to catch or either offensive rebound to be effective.
They're going to get the big fella with a reach. George Ward Jr. is going to have a good talking to moment with him. What's he telling him?
Probably tell him to slow down, be patient, and stay confident. This is a big game. He's trying to get him some minutes early. And we're going to believe in you. We're going to stay with you. So get ready, you know, get motivated, stay confident. We need you today.
Saginaw's needed Tyler Dorsey as he's about to attempt to tie this ball game.
Dorsey has been able to go where others can't go. I mean, he's a super athlete. He's able to get some putbacks. He's rebounded. He's set great screens. He's been able to catch and score. So he's doing a great job for his team so far.
He has 10 of the 14 points for Saginaw. King troublesome getting it across. They do. 2-on-1. Shot blocked. And an over-the-back foul on King and junior Drew Floyd. The lead is gone. The momentum is gone. And Saginaw not playing around right here defensively.
Well, you had a chance here to finish, but you got to remember you're going up against a high-level athlete. You may want to drop that off to 22, get the big involved, get him going. And Saginaw has figured out that King has not been able to break this pressure. It's kind of been their offense and kept them in the game. They've made them turn it over, take some rush shots, so now they're back in the game and see what happens from here.
Stevenson with a drive and kick to Burt. And now a whistle as Washington travels on the perimeter as King stays sticky in their defense.
Yeah, one thing that'll be a mainstay throughout the game, no matter what's going on the other end, King is going to play a great man-to-man defense. They're going to try to stifle you all game. They've done a really good job here as they hit the middle right away off the inbound against the press, which is great.
Knott had the first one blocked, second one fouled. And they're going to get Tyler Dorsey, it looks like. 2 shots coming for Marion Knott. The big fella at 6'4", 225.
Like Knott, he's what George explained us to earlier on the call about his basketball IQ, his ability to be versatile on the basketball floor. Doesn't look like he's 100%. Doesn't look like he's in great shape. He's trying to will his way back into shape, and as he's doing that, he may not be as effective as he would like, but I see how tough he is and his determination to be effective and have an impact on this game.
He was huge in the game we did last year at the Gotta Get It Classic. And Kings win. Knocks it down, splits the pair. King back in the lead by 1. 5 minutes left until halftime. Knocked away from behind by Drew Floyd, out of bounds. And Saginaw will keep it. Ball out of bounds, baseline right. Left wing 3 in front of the King bench. That's off the mark. Boop Hardy couldn't get it to go down. And here comes Drew Floyd. In trouble, needs help. Needs a teammate to rescue him or his coach. And his coach does. George Ward Jr. takes a timeout. We'll take a timeout with him. King by 1 with 4:40 left until the break. This is Game 5. Thanks for watching. Happy holidays. Don't go anywhere.
Look, everybody wanna go and talk. At the same time, gotta walk. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, divvy up with my homies, and we do it all again. Whenever we get it, there's no hesitation.
Saginaw United 3-2 on the year. State champs is Saginaw High back in 2012, 2007, 2008. And this is a team that once had Draymond Green, four-time NBA champion. Into the post to the big fella at 6'9", gets it back, rips, drives, and scores it. How about it?
Yeah, really good drive by the big fella there. That's the skill Coach Ward was talking about earlier. He was able to put it on the deck. He mentioned he can shoot the three. Maybe that basket will wake him up, and we'll see his basketball moving forward.
That's Tyler Hunter at 6'9", who grabs the big boy board there. King by a field goal. Drew the other way, and he lost it out of bounds. It was tapped out. King will reset. Ball out of bounds, baseline left. Terrell General to check in. The leading scorer for Saginaw, Tyler Dorsey, will check out. We'll see how King attacks. Back to the big boy. Hook shot, in and out. Tough luck roll for Tyler Hunter, but we're starting to see some of that skill that George Ward told us about.
Yeah, right idea. Right idea for sure. He had great position. He took his time. He just didn't get it to fall down.
Little bully ball from TJ Stevenson with a southpaw step back. It's back to a one-point game. And here comes Braylon Stinson on the break. 10-foot floater. Count it for the young fella.
Really good jump stop there, Chad. He gathered himself. He was able to shoot the small floater and put it in. And here's King, great on defense. Draymond Green to a streaking Stevens.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. Stephen Jones. How about it?
Stephen Jones. Really good finish with the left hand.
And the big fella leading that break. Back to a 5-point lead, 3:16 left. Saginaw spinning, picked off Stephen Jones. He was on that end line, but boy, King defensively is just so trained to attack and pounce on loose balls.
Yes, they are. And Saginaw has to understand that somebody going to be there and help. You got to use your jump stop and gather yourself to make a really good decision. That was a great spin cycle, but coming out of that spin cycle, which was a great move, but you have to jump stop, land on two, where you can pass, shoot, or just flip it out back up top.
Inbound play all the way top side, and pass completed from Anderson out to TJ Stevenson. Stevenson checked by Stephen Jones. Of course, the patented tight man-to-man for King. Saginaw can't find much space. Bumped away, nearly stolen. Bodies on the deck. Boop Hardy on the attack. And finally stolen away by Drew Floyd. Throw ahead. Stephen Jones fouled from behind. They're going to get Deion Anderson with a hold. Julian Taylor doesn't love it, but I think he got the right call, Rob.
Yep, he did. He was fouled. Great hit ahead to Jones. He went up there strong, was able to get fouled. He'll go to the line for two. What's important about that, Chad, though, that was the defense to offense. That's an emphasis. I'm pretty sure that Coach Ward works on that, in practice daily. Emphasizes we're going to play great defense. We're going to get deflections. We're going to get steals. And we need to turn them into points on the other end.
Stephen Jones, a Division I recruit, U of D, Central Michigan, and others are interested.
Yeah, so far I like him. Has good size for his position. He has long arms. He can shoot it. He can put it on the floor. Would like to see him be a little bit more aggressive, but he has a chance to become a really good Division I player.
Yes, sir. Just a junior. Attack, spin, no man's land and a reset out to Dwan Kervius Boop Hardy. Near steal. Odd man rush for Saginaw out of it. Scramble situation. And a travel. Saginaw got sped up.
Yeah, they got sped up by the stifling defense, but it's all about space, pace, getting some screens, passing, getting some cuts. You got to make this defense move. You got to get them off the help line in order to have just a shot at getting to the basket. But one-on-one, it's going to be tough all game.
Now, when you say help line, where is that help line
That
typically?
help line is the next pass. Guys always at the elbow or either right here in the short corner area ready to help. Like here, that guy was in help, but because of their spacing, like these guys are in the deep corner, Chad. So anytime you have your deep corners covered, you have a guy on the wing and maybe a guy in the dunker spot, you can have driving lanes. But when you got a guy who can shoot it from outside like Jones did there, none of that matters. That was a really good three. But you got to move these guys off the help line by passing here.
Makes sense. Drew Floyd all over defensively. Shot short, stick back, good. That's the southpaw. That's Terrell General with his first points. The junior at 6'6". Nice size for a sixth man.
I'm not sure if Saginaw is in foul trouble, and it doesn't look like they're close to the bonus, but they've come out of their 2-2-1 or their 1-2-2 to speed these guys up. I thought that kept them in the game and got them back in the game, and they're kind of relaxing now. So I wonder what Coach Taylor is thinking over there.
Cut, no bucket, but a fine play. Kilgore found Stephen Jones, who's heated up. They're going to say the foul's on the floor, but it doesn't take away the great play design.
Yeah, a really good pass and cut there, and that's what I've been talking about all game. One-on-one basketball is going to be tough because both of these teams are great defensively. The only how you can be successful consistently is making sure you're setting good screens, you're using your screen and roll action, you're passing and you're cutting, and you're playing together. But one-on-one basketball is going to be tough.
Yep. Under a minute to go. In between defenders, no. Stick back dunk, no. Marion not with a rebound, somehow in traffic. King with an odd man rush if they want it. Nowhere to go. Triple teamed in the paint. Forced into a travel. Thanks to that Saginaw stifling defense. Nowhere to go for number 11, Kilgore.
Yeah, I love it about this team because they won't quit. Here's a sliding of the feet there. Maybe could have been a jump ball, but, he got him to travel because he was rushed and trying to make a play against 2 or 3 people. Just pull it out at that point, set up your offense, and try to execute half-court basketball.
What do they say? You can't beat 2 of yourself?
That's exactly right, but I like that action from Saginaw there. It was a screen, it was a pass, it was a cut. They got the ball to the opposite side. Moved King off help side. Guys were moving, and they were able to get it inside, which was great. I like the aggressiveness from Saginaw, too. And I love when they're in their press. The 2-2-1 and the 1-2-2 was effective. They fell out of it, but these guys were able to get in it early, even off misses. It's very few teams that can get into a press off a miss shot. So
why is it so hard on a miss?
I mean, because when you make it, you can kind of get set and you know where everybody is. But when the shot is missed, it can go long, it can go to the corner. You never know where the bounce is going to be. So you have to be trained to do that. So I'm thinking that that's something that these guys work on, and they're very effective in it. And as they inbound the ball, they're back in it now, and they're 1-2-2 full court.
Got to hustle, 7 seconds left. Drew Floyd across the timeline. Corner 3, Marion not at the horn. It's long, and that's how we go to the break. We got a ball game, 25-20. The PSL's Detroit King against the Saginaw Valley League's Saginaw United. Rob Murphy and Chad Bush, glad to bring it to you. It's the Holiday Classic from the PSL. Rob and I are back with analysis of the first half coming up right after this. At Alliance Catholic Credit Union, we're your financial guardian angel. We're here to help you achieve your dreams. A new home, a Catholic education, that business you are working to build. We're here to support the goals of your family, your retirement, and the community that surrounds you. We're here to offer your trusted financial services inspired by Catholic values. And like your guardian angel, we'll always be by your side. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
In today's ever-changing mortgage lending world, the importance of true professionals has never been greater. At Success Mortgage Partners, we want you to have the experience of a lifetime. Founded and owned by Catholic League alumni, our family-centered business keeps your interest at heart as we help you navigate this turbulent market with ease. If you or a family member has a mortgage need, please call me, Owen Lee, at 734-822-9792.
Hi, I'm Nick DePonio, and this is HVAC.
Every morning when I rise, my dream lives in me. This is my kingdom, a wonder world that's always changing, where great champions stand victorious. Here, we celebrate what makes us different. We share our creativity, and we grow stronger, preparing for the world we will make together. I am.
I am.
I am one of Detroit's next legends. It's our time to rise.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
Welcome back to halftime. 5-point game. We got a dandy. Detroit King and Saginaw United. We're joined now by the Executive Director of Athletics for the DPSCD, Jay Alexander. Jay, thanks for bringing us back again. It's an honor to be here. It's always fun. It's always festive. And the spirit in this building is pretty high right now. We've had an electrifying afternoon.
Yes,
with
we have.
the boys' games and the girls' games. And, yeah, this tournament turning out to be another good one. It's a great way for folks to get together, come back, watch basketball, and see some of the best talent in the city.
Yeah, and the PSL it's it's not our coming out party, but it's an opportunity for our fans and the people who are interested in DPSCD to see the product on the floor, right? And basketball bring in those, and so we're excited about it. The teams that we've played so far have been outstanding. The games have been good. Coaching has been outstanding. So the PSL is where it's at, my man.
Yeah. We're seeing some first-year head coaches. Coach Deshaun Sims in Game 1.
Yes.
Seeing some veterans like George Ward. We'll see Steve Hall, several others. A good blend of teams and experiences all happening here from different levels of teams.
Yeah, we do a good job of matching up with the help of our coaches. At the top of that list is Steve Hall, does a great job of helping us match up teams because, those guys are in it. They know who's going to be good, who transferred out and all that. Yeah. And so we try to put some competitive games in play. And so Steve, again, he does a great job of helping us with that. And because we want good games. We don't want, this is not a PSL blowout. We want teams to come in here and think they're going to win. And we want us to do our job and be the PSL.
Speaking of winning in PSL, you must be quite proud of what Detroit Cass Tech has done on the football field this past year. I know we're in basketball now, but not too late to celebrate what happened just a few weeks ago.
Right.
Cass Tech state championship in football. I know that it feels good to bring Cass Tech home a title.
It does, and Marvin Russian has done a fantastic job with his staff. The discipline that he put in his kids he made them stay the course from start to finish, and that's the beauty of a Marvin Russian-led team, is that they stay the course. It's us against the world, and we're going to get better every day. Game 1 doesn't mean nothing. Game 2 is the next game that we need to play, and so forth and so on. So, yes, we are very excited about them and the things that they've done, specifically, the football. Absolutely.
And also in basketball. I mean, a state title just a couple years ago in basketball as well. I mean, the City of Champions, so to speak, the League of Champions coming back to fruition, especially with the two major sports.
Absolutely, and places like this is not an easy place to coach. Yep. You have 60 to 100 kids coming to try out for basketball, and you got to cut down, you got to get the right kids, and then you got to get the right kids in, and so it's just very difficult. It's a necessary evil, but it's a tough place to coach. I mean, they don't just get all the great talent. They have to make them, and Steve does a great job. I mean, you talk about old school defense and sticking to the plan. His teams normally gets way better in the end, and a lot of our coaches.
A lot of points of pride outside of football and basketball. I know the PSL's had a lot of wins this year and new developments and buildings and new structures. Just talk about some of the high points that you've seen so far this early season.
Yeah, well, it's a lot more to come, Chad. We are, with our great leadership and Dr. Vitti and our board president, Angelique Peterson-Mayberry, and the board, they've all bought in to say, okay, we're going to commit to some athletics, and so there's more to come. So I just can't really say what's to come, but there's a lot more to come, and this is the best time to be on the PSL. And if you don't know, you better recognize, because here we are, and here we come.
And there's more to come tonight. We'll see Cass Tech against Grand Blanc, and then tomorrow a full slate of basketball on hand at Renaissance High School.
Absolutely. Another great day planned for us for basketball, so we're excited for the prep to be here. We're excited for everybody to be a part of this, and, come in and see what we got. Don't miss out.
Thanks so much.
Thanks a lot,
Appreciate
Chad.
you stopping by.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Jay Alexander, Executive Director of Athletics for the DPSCD. A pleasure to be here. More to come when we come back. Rob Murphy's analysis, highlights, and much, much more. Thanks for watching.
Adam, take 2. Mark? I guess. I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Take a look at us right now. We are everything that will be. We are an engine of progress that has been forged by generations, driven by the knowledge that each student in every classroom has the potential to be their best self and inspire us all. We are teachers, parents, families, all ready to do our part. We know when students rise, we all rise. We are Detroit Public Schools Community District.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McKinley scores!
Chad and Rob back with you. Happy holidays from the PSL Holiday Classic. Some highlights from the first half. And look, we saw this game get physical early, but it was King that jumped out to an early 14-4 lead, Rob. And before Saginaw would have their fight.
Yeah, I thought King came out and they were super aggressive. Jones and Kilgore both had 8 points apiece. They did a great job. And then they sped them up to Saginaw was able to get back in the game because they forced King into 9 turnovers. Dorsey was 10 points, 5 rebounds, and Stevenson Jr. had 6. So they were able to get going, and now it's a pretty good game, and both teams are in striking distance to be successful.
All right, second half. What will become of this game? Up for grabs right now. King basketball left to right in gold. This is Hawkins who threw it away. Picked off by Buford. The big Buford on the run. Boop Hardy to the rack. Layup, no. Oh, you see the athleticism of Hardy, but it doesn't show for much there. And Saginaw forces another turnover.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job of being aggressive. The worst thing for a coach is turning the ball over to start a game, to start a half, and coming out of a timeout. So far, King has turned the ball over twice. They have a 5-point lead. Saginaw has not been able to capitalize, but you got to hang on to the ball. The name of the game today has been turnover, so you got to take care of the basketball, Chad.
It has been a theme. Both clubs have struggled with it. And this defensive pressure both ends has been impressive. Calling for the screen. Tyler Dorsey, who Rob told you leads him at the break. Slapped out from behind, ball loose. Marion Knott started it. And now the steal by Hawkins. And a case of the turnovers right now. And George Ward looks into the stands and says, somebody help me.
Yeah, that's both ways, too. We're a minute into the second half, and we've had 5 turnovers, 3 from King, 2 from Saginaw. Somebody has to step up and execute on offense.
Right wing, Buford attacks, trip from behind, inadvertently whistle and a foul.
Had movement on the backside there, which opened up this drive going left. The help side guy should have came in and really took a charge there, but he reached in and was able to get him to the line. So really good drive there to start the half to settle them in.
This is Trey Buford, 6'1" senior southpaw, and he drenches on the first. Cuts it to a 4-point game. George Ward Jr. wants to have a word with Gabriel Hawkins. Meanwhile, he brings back Braylon Stinson, the 5'9" junior reserve guard. Saginaw back within 3.
And they're back into their press. They're in their 1-2-2 full court press. They want to continue to put the pressure on King, and it pays off right away.
They force the guard, Stinson, who just checked in, into another turnover.
Yeah, and that's 4 turnovers to start the half.
Wow.
For King, and they haven't even gotten a shot at the basket. I'm sure Coach Ward is livid after coming out of timeout, and I know the discussion had to be to hang on to the ball after having 10 turnovers in the first half. And he talked about execution, and they come out and turn the ball over.
So King will try to D up. Dorsey rejected. Marion Knott got him. A little bit of arm to go with it. And that'll send the top scorer so far for the Saginaw club line left. That is a foul on Knott.
And Trey Buford does a really good job there of penetration. That's his 2nd straight possession getting into the lane. The first time he got fouled, this time he laid it off to Dorsey for him to get to the line.
They gave that foul to Kilgore. I'm not sure I agree with that, but they're going to say, they must have said he got him early with a body. Interesting. Looked like Knott got him late, Murph, up top, but they might have called it earlier with the body. It's the 3rd foul on Kilgore. Here's another look. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely a foul. Leaned
Sure is.
into him. Great patience in the paint. 2 feet, shot fake. Was able to go up and get fouled.
That'll be his first. 11 points for Dorsey to lead the way. A perfect 7 of 7 from the free throw line tonight for Saginaw United. There's some attention and perhaps some blood on the King player across the way getting attention. Look at Jay Alexander down there acting like he's a trainer. Look Look at Jay down there. He does it all.
Yes, he does. He's a do-it-all guy. I know you just had him on the telecast.
Man.
Great guy, a lot of versatility. Really happy to see him here supporting his King Crusaders and everybody in the PSL for that matter.
For sure. You heard him say, I mean, look, he says, we want to put together good matchups. We don't want wipeouts. We don't want blowouts. We want good competitive games.
Yeah, especially early on when people are, trying to see where they are. Second free throw goes down for Dorsey. And again, Saginaw jumps back into their 1-2-2, which is giving King problems all game.
It's a 1-point game. Saginaw on a 4-0 run to start the second half. And they have not missed a free throw in this game. Jamie Janssen is loving that stat. Marion Knott up and under, and a fresh, clean move for number 24 to give King their first points and a 3-point lead.
Love to see patience in the paint. Really good spin move there. Jump stop, 2 feet, shot fake, and delivered. That was really good offensive execution by Knott.
Modic lost it. Steal ahead, layup blocked by Knott with a hustle. Thought it was smooth sailing for TJ. Knott says, not here. Drew Floyd the other way. Floater from 10 feet. No, got his own miss. Feeds his teammate who can't finish the deal in Stephen Jones. Man. Layup, count it. No, wave it off. Offensive foul. Marion Knott stood in there and took the charge. What's the call? Yes.
Call is the charge. Really good push here, Chad. Really good step in by Knott to take the charge, to give up his body. You have to jump stop there, though, and you can't go 2-on-1. I mean, I love his aggressiveness. He's been really, really effective in this second half getting to the rim. But he needed there to jump stop and really kick it out and run some offense.
How tough is that jump stop when you're on the move like that?
It's tough, but it's something that, fundamentally you have to work on and get used to. A lot of reps in practice in the offseason. Like there, Dorsey jump stop. He was not going to get a charge. He had patience in the paint, and it results to an and one.
And the foul for Tyler Dorsey. Top player for Saginaw. And you said it, the jump stop, the patience, and the fundamentals, and they pay off.
Yeah, even when he missed, he's, continues to stay active and get his hands on the ball. But there was a lot of patience. Let the defense go up, come down. Then he goes up strong to score the ball. But for whatever reason, they may have waved it off. They did. They waved it off.
Left corner three, Splash City. Torian Burt, the 6'3" senior guard, ties this baby up at 27. And it's been a run, a 7-2 run out of the gates for Saginaw. Throw ahead, active hands. And Saginaw just all over this court. Can't catch up with the ball in the corner. Not boxed him out.
Yeah, Floyd lost sight of Bird on that three on the inbounds. Not sure if he thought he was going to the line to shoot two. But that quick inbound for corner three was great, tied the game, and let's see where they go from here.
All the momentum by way of Saginaw. You could kind of see that in the second half of the second quarter. And it's carried over since halftime. Lob into Stephen Jones, who somehow grabs it and resets. Not down the avenue. Hot knife through butter.
Really good drive there, getting downhill and finishing the layup in traffic. But it's a quick push from Saginaw.
The big Buford with a Splash City. And it's the first lead of the night for the Saginaw club. 30-29.
Chad, as the game continues to develop, Buford is a really good basketball player. Fundamentally sound. I know he's made some mistakes, but he's great driving, putting it on the deck with his left hand. And defensively, he stays aggressive, whether it's in traps, whether it's in one-on-one defense. Between him and Dorsey, those two guys have made them go tonight.
They've been the engine. Saginaw, a town known for building engines. Splash City. That's Drew Floyd. That's a big bucket for the point guard.
That's a really good shot by Floyd, who's a really good player. He's one of the engines that make King go. So I'm sure Coach Ward was happy to that he was able to get that one to go down. He comes off the shallow screen there. No one's guarding him. They went under, so he made him pay with the jump shot.
Kick out, dangerous pass completed. Hop, skip, jump. Marion Knott says, not here, not now. 3-on-2 developing. Stephen Jones the other way. No. But King has that lead back, and now they've got a couple freebies coming.
Again, the versatility from Knott to be in a defensive position. He's known to take the charge, but because he was able to block this shot and get them in transition, Jones on the other end was able to get fouled and get to the line for 2.
It's been a busy day. It's been a fun day. Honored to be here at the Holiday Classic. One more to go. Cass Tech and Grand Blanc after this one. Saw Pershing and Central get wins, and then Flint Hamady knocked off Henry Ford. Cass Tech girls with a victory. And now King and Saginaw in a tussle of the ages. Drew Floyd will check out, and back into the lineup is number 2, Gabriel Hawkins, the junior. Three-point lead for Detroit King. Playing in uncharted waters on their rivals' home court for this holiday treat. Dorsey for 3. Splash City right in the eye of Knott. And in front of his own bench, Tyler Dorsey knots it up at 33 aside.
Yeah, Dorsey has been easily the best player on the floor today. He's done it inside, now he's doing it outside. He's super active. Because of his athleticism and length, he's able to make an impact. But if he's stepping out shooting threes, you know, watch out, Chad. He can continue to get better as the game goes on.
He's matched his jersey number now with 15 points after this one.
Yeah, and he shot this one with no hesitation. Obviously, he's worked on it and he has confidence. And Coach Taylor didn't blink an eye when he shot it. So that was a good knockdown to make it a tie game. And this has become a really great game, a back-and-forth game. So I'm looking forward to these last 3 minutes to see who closes out the quarter. It's important to close out quarters in a game like this, so we'll see what happens in these last 3 minutes.
Keep a note, Dorsey just picked up his 3rd foul for Saginaw, so we'll see how King attacks him. Is that somebody you go after then?
Yeah, somebody you would go after right away like they're doing here with Knott. I would like to see him just go try to get into his body and get his 4th foul, help maybe get him out the game, and you can really make a run. He's been so impactful and effective today on both ends of the ball. You want to kind of do what you can to go at him maybe for a minute or 2 to see if you can get him out the game.
He settled for the jump shot there. Saginaw trying to take the lead. They had a quick-lived 1-point lead earlier. This is the point guard, TJ Stevenson. Crossing over, get to the rack. Missed the shot with some extra English. Here comes King. They have numbers, 3-on-1 developing. Bounce pass, Marion Knott. And the quick active hands disrupted the party from Mel Washington.
Yeah, these guys did a great job. Washington that time with the deflection, but it was Dorsey waiting in the paint just to see if he was going to alter or block that shot. So give him credit for saving 2 points there on that end.
Pull up, 15-footer, rim off, no. Dorsey couldn't hold on. King will keep it with 2:01 to go in this 3rd quarter. Tied at 33. We've got a dandy. Julian Taylor pops up off that bench. Shouting defensive instructions. Stephen Jones to the hole. How about it?
You have to have some skill to get through that defense. That was a one-on-one spin cycle type move, and he was able to get to the rim and finish. Stephen Jones is a really good basketball player.
Short corner shot, no. 11 now for Stephen Jones in this game. Not with an outlet. Quick ahead, left hand, layup, good. That's Kilgore.
Yeah, great outlet by Knott. He was able to get that rebound. He's seen a guy streaking and is able to get it to Kilgore with a strong finish.
1:27 to go. Timeout on the floor. The Kilgore finish was fresh. 4-point game. Come on back, won't you?
Take a look at us right now. We are everything that will be. We are an engine of progress that has been forged by generations, driven by the knowledge that each student in every classroom has the potential to be their best self and inspire us all. We are teachers, parents, families, all ready to do our part. We know when students rise, we all rise. We are Detroit Public Schools Community District.
That's George Ward Jr., the pride of Detroit Cooley High. And he's had some other stops now. Was at Southeastern. Here's a number about George Ward Jr. 5 district championships at 5 different schools. Very impressive. He does a lot of things for the youth, not just coaching, outreach coordinator, Ceasefire in Detroit. He's a big fan of the 70s sitcoms. He says the best television father ever, James Evans Sr. Do you agree?
That's a pretty good one. Coach Ward, though, has been winning Chad all his life, coming out of the Cooley program with Coach Kelso. Once he got into coaching, he's been a teacher of young men. He's done right by young men, and he loves to coach the game of basketball at this level. He's one of the few guys that I've known over the years that has elected to remain a high school coach because he has the ability, because of his communication skills and his teaching skills, to coach at the next level.
Sure he does.
But he chose to just stay here, and he fell in love with coaching high school basketball. Also has one of the top podcasts in the state, state champion podcast, him and Raphael Peterson. They do a really good job on that podcast as well. As Kilgore hits the 3, I will also say Coach Ward has not had me on the podcast for whatever reason. Maybe I need to send him an invoice. I got to pay to get on. I can't figure it out. But he has not had me on the podcast, him and Raphael Peterson.
Uh-oh. Well, there's been a shot fired.
Yeah, I had to shoot the shot, and I told him to their faces also. I mean, Raphael Peterson's son played for me at Eastern. Jordan Peterson.
Oh, that was his son?
Yeah, that's the co-host
wow.
on the state championship podcast with Coach Ward, and neither one of those guys have brought me on. I don't understand.
Well,
and I am a part of the state championship club.
I would think so.
Checked.
Yeah. In fact, he was talking about how he saw you after that game.
Yeah, he's the first guy to text me.
He said he was.
On my Nextel phone. Before text messaging was famous or out or popular, he sent me a text and congratulated me. The first text I saw when I got in the locker room. So we've been friends for a very long time. Respect the job he's done at every stop. And like you mentioned, the leader of young men, he does a great job teaching. I love watching his teams play.
Yep, he's fun to watch, teach, coach.
Yeah.
Fun to have on our Zoom calls. It's a pleasure. Stephen Jones, line right, knocks it home. 8-point game all of a sudden, Murph, with 20 seconds to go. Kings distance themselves a bit.
Yeah, a couple of turnovers on the Saginaw side of the ball. Kilgore and Jones were able to get out, get in transition, and make something happen. But I think it all started with not, taking charges, blocking shots, able to get his team in transition. And then in this quarter, they've been able to close out the quarter. We talked about the last 2.5, 3 minutes. Who was going to close out this quarter when it was 33-all? And King has taken advantage of the turnovers and been able to manufacture some points, and it looked like they're closing out on a positive note.
It's been an 8-0 run since that point. Lean in with 6 seconds to go. No good. Ball loose. Scrappy Saginaw wants one more shot. Corner 3. No good. But they got the look they wanted from Burt. King on an 8-0 run to close it. We go to the 4th with King trying to hold it down for the PSL in a Saginaw-Detroit battle on a Friday night in Detroit in the Motor City. Thanks for hanging with us. Rob and I are back with more on the Prep.
In today's ever-changing mortgage lending world, the importance of true professionals has never been greater. At Success Mortgage Partners, we want you to have the experience of a lifetime. Founded and owned by Catholic League alumni, our family-centered business keeps your interest at heart as we help you navigate this turbulent market with ease. If you or a family member has a mortgage need, please call me, Owen Lee, at 734-822-9792.
Lowering the shoulder.
swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
We are the Prep. Glad to be here at the Holiday Classic, PSL Holiday Classic. Follow us on our social media, on our YouTube channel that you're watching now. If you would subscribe, it's free. info@theprepsports.com. We get a steal and a score right off the get. That's Trey Buford with a bucket. Chad Bush, Rob Murphy back with you. And another turnover. Saginaw found something special in that timeout.
Yeah, well, Buford came out and really aggressive on defense. These guys were down. They want to make a point that they're going to start the quarter off early with some pressure. Buford was able to get a steal and a lay-in. Then they forced Knott into another turnover. That was Dorsey running up on him. Anytime Saginaw has been in their press, they've done a tremendous job. But once they get the lead, they kind of come out of it. So I want to see if Coach Taylor will keep the pressure on all quarter.
Well, could feel pressure here from King. Good bounce pass, share to the Sugar, shot up, counted, and a foul. That's Dion Anderson off an unselfish pass to top it off with a fresh red cherry.
Yeah, I thought King put a lot of pressure on these guys, but Saginaw was able to get the ball to the soft spot. Great cut to the rim for the finish.
It's all about finding that soft spot.
Yeah, when you're being pressured, as they were being pressured, they did a really good job of flashing, catching the ball with two hands, and opposed to standing on the perimeter, they were able to cut to the basket. Anderson, in particular, that time to get the lay-in, so that was a great move.
Dion Anderson, a senior on this team, an important part of this club, comes off the bench, but it's a guy they trust. It was a foul, a little too close was Dion. He got busted for it, but the style and the tempo and the standards being set by Saginaw in this fourth round.
Yeah, I love a team that continues to fight. You know, you want to learn a lot about your ball club early. Anytime they've been down 7 or 8 points, they continue to fight. They jump and they press. They play really good defense, sliding their feet, getting deflections that lead to steals. So that's what they're doing to start this fourth quarter. They're going to keep the pressure on these guys, and with hopes they make some mistakes and some turnovers where they can manufacture points.
Anderson will check out with 4 fouls for Saginaw, not on the perimeter. Drew open, takes it, sets up Knott for 3. No dice, throw ahead, Hardy. Had big eyes, he had to wait for it. Wanted the showtime. Left corner, 3-ball, Splash City. And we're tied up at 41 aside. 8-0 run for Saginaw to tie this thing.
And great run to the corner by Burt to get his feet set. He's kind of been the unsung hero in this game, Burt in particular. He does a great job defensively. He's probably their toughest defender, but there he was able to showcase some offense sprinting to the corner.
Timeout on the floor, we're coming back. 8-0 run matched by an 8-0 run. At Alliance Catholic Credit Union, we're your financial guardian angel. We're here to help you achieve your dreams. A new home, a Catholic education, that business you are working to build. We're here to support the goals of your family, your retirement, and the community that surrounds you. We're here to offer your trusted financial services inspired by Catholic values. And like your guardian angel, we'll always be by your side. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. That's Julian Taylor, one of the best to do it. He's got a state title under his belt. He went to Saginaw High, very proud. He's been here 13 seasons. 5 of them were as an assistant. He's one of the good ones. He also had a great career at Saginaw Valley State. Second team All-GLIAC. He was a 4-year performer up there. And, of course, who could forget the 2012 state title as a head coach for Saginaw High. Julian Taylor, the bench boss for Saginaw United.
Coach Taylor's been around a lot of winning. He's a great coach. He's a great motivator. He's a great teacher. And looking at his team now, I see why he's been around for so long. I know him personally. I hadn't seen him or talked to him in a while before now, but he's a really good coach, and he's been around a lot of winning. And he's continuing to teach and fight and and a leader of young men, which is more important, Chad. These guys are basketball players, but it's all about, teaching them about life and what's next for them leaving high school on to college and on to the real world. So he's been able to do that at a high level over umpteen years now. Anytime you won a state championship, I know and understand how hard that is, and he's a part of that club. So him and George Ward, to see these two guys battle tonight is nothing short of exciting for me, seeing two high-level coaches go at it with so much success at this level.
This is a guy that has done it at multiple levels. He loves playing dominoes. That's his escape. Loves dominoes. You ever play dominoes?
I've never been a domino guy.
Yeah, me
either.
either.
I've seen a ton of games, but never been too much of a domino guy.
Some are playing chess, some are playing checkers. Coach Taylor's playing dominoes. I love it. King left to right. We're in a tie ball game. King is led by as many as 10. They were just up 8 a couple minutes ago. Marion Knott to the right block, and it got blocked by Hardy. Hardy on the run. Throw ahead. Lay in, no. Boop Hardy missed the shot. Tyler Dorsey couldn't hold on to it, and we've got chaos. Saginaw had the bucket before their eyes, and I don't know if Hardy was going up and didn't know if he was going to dunk it, Murph, or what.
It looked like Boop was going to try to go upstairs. Kind of fell short there. Didn't quite make it, but you had Dorsey there. Referees might have missed a foul when he tripped there. He's been magnificent all game. Dorsey I'm talking about, but King was able to get the possession and have a crack to take the lead again.
Tied at 41, just a minute 10 gone by in the fourth quarter. A little bit of perspiration on the floor. George Ward's team setting up against this Saginaw press. Look at the staff on George Ward. You took that. Talk about the head coaches. Got some good assistant coaches too, Murph.
That's Keith Bingo Bates over there. He's he's been at this thing coaching a long time. He's been a successful assistant for quite some time. Every bench he's on is won at a high level. He brings a lot of intangibles to the game, and he's a leader of men as well. You got Omar Ziegler over there as well, too, who was a great player at Detroit Redford. He was Antonio Gates' toughest matchup, as Boop does catch that and put it in off the turnover. They have a really good staff over at King High School. A lot of guys that have had success playing basketball, and they're leader of men, and they're great teachers.
You said his name is Bingo Bates?
Bingo Bates.
What a name.
Yeah, Bingo Bates.
I love it.
Yeah, it's my guy. Great guy. Great pass there. I believe is that Boop caught it. I was trying to – Bert caught a great pass by Bert, and Bert has been my unsung hero for Saginaw all day. We hadn't talked about him much, but his impact on defense, his energy that have led to deflections and steals have really got these guys out in transition. He knocked down a 3 early on in this quarter, and then he was able to pass that ball for a oop and get his team, back to within 2.
So you're George Ward, you get in your huddle, you're down 2 all of a sudden. Looks like momentum's gone the other way. What does he try to do a little differently here to mix it up?
Just patience. I think he needs to maybe go into his flex where he can catch these guys off guard. After 3 or 4 passes, loosen this defense up where either you'll have a gap to drive or you can get an open shot. Because Saginaw is going to continue to be aggressive no matter what. You may be able to get a back door here, but you can't stand here in the trap area and just hold on to the basketball. You're going to turn it over like they did there. There you go. Bert the Boop again. He didn't get that to go down. But great block by Knott. He's always in the right place at the right time.
Bert to Boop, and then they tried to throw it to Bingo.
Oh,
and he's out of bounds.
He's out of bounds.
And the Killer Bees equal another T is in a turnover. And things are getting a little wild out there right now.
Yeah, Saginaw makes it wild because they're going to continue to pressure you. I think they play their best basketball when they're pressing, whether it's their 1-2-2, their 2-2-1, or their man-to-man defense. They're better when they're aggressive.
Yep. So we'll see this King defensive intensity on this set. Buford. Back to Burt. Wants the high ball screen. Has it with Hardy. Saginaw +2. Looking for their largest lead. That would be 3. Boop on the attack. Shot up, no, but a foul. They're going to say it's on the floor, non-shooting. But I'll tell you what, Hardy's coming alive in front of our very eyes.
Yeah, that was some patience. They had their guys in great spacing, and Boop was able to put it on the floor. Going right, because you can't let him get to his right hand. He's right-hand dominant, but when he's going right, it's hard to stop him, and he's athletic enough to finish inside.
Dorsey now double-teamed and traveled with the pressure. Turnover Saginaw.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Taylor would like to have that one back. Dorsey has been really effective in that dunk area or setting screens. To have him dribble drive in a tight game like this was not probably the best decision, but I'm sure coming back he'll put these guys in a position to execute. But now it's King's turn. They have to execute here.
And it starts with the junior Drew Floyd. Attack with a right hand, lost it, had it stolen. That's Bird again. Well, you mentioned off the bench has been just a burst of energy and a momentum changer.
Yeah, well, Bird is really good defensively. Not fell asleep. Great catch and finish by Boop.
Boop from the big man Dorsey. And don't look now, but it's a 4-point lead for Saginaw. And Boop a little too close for comfort. He'll get busted for the foul against Drew Floyd.
Yeah, but Coach Taylor's over there clapping. He didn't mind the foul. He wants to keep the pressure on these guys. They're really good when they're aggressive. And what you're seeing, too, is this is a senior-dominant team as well. So Coach Ward talked early on about having all underclassmen. But these guys for Saginaw are seniors, and they're stepping up, and you can see the difference now.
King coming off a big win at the D-Zone invite against Groves back on the 20th. They knocked off the number 4 team in our poll last week. And that came off the heels of a loss to Cass Tech, a 12-point loss. So you want to see a team answer with a big loss in a big way, and they did, but the follow-up game is almost just as important, Murph.
It is. The follow-up game is important. The thing about it is they ran into a really good opponent in that follow-up game as well, who was coming in here after being 3-2 and having some ups and downs on a 3-game win streak, but they want to continue to get better as well.
Sure. How about that shot? And that stops the run. That's Stephen Jones with a bucket, number 5. Back to a 2-point game. Jones now with 14 points, Kilgore with 13, and Knott with 7. Attack, Burt, no. Stick back, yes! Tyler Dorsey with a short side hammer, and the rims are rocking in front of Chris Armani Rose.
Sometimes your best offense is just getting it up on the rim. Burt was able to penetrate, get to the paint. The help came over. Not sure why he just didn't drop it off or throw that lob. But he got it up on the rim, and Dorsey came through with the finish.
The stanchion's a little bit off. Chris Armani Rose saying, you got to fix it. Look at that. Not even running camera 3. Chris is a man of the people, wants the stanchion fixed.
Yeah,
it's off center.
You won't be able to tell Dorsey anything now. He's shaking rims and rattling rims and moving rims. So that'll boost his confidence as this season continues. But that was a big time offensive rebound putback finish for Dorsey there.
Oh, good look down there. And that stanchion's off center by a good tilt. And Chris Armani Rose is going to show us that it's off. Yeah, no, we hear you, Chris. You're right. And I'm sure we'll get that fixed. J. Alexander all over it. But how about Dorsey and how about Saginaw and how about this 4-point lead? They've matched their largest, Murph, with under 3 minutes to go. Where does King go from here? It feels like they're holding on for dear life.
Well, it's 3 minutes to go. This is closing time for both teams. The teams that make the least mistakes at this point in the game will usually win. King has to come down and execute. It won't be easy because Saginaw will keep the pressure on. Boop in particular, along with Burt, are great defenders. Then you got Dorsey in the middle who's protecting the rim. So it'll be tough to score without really good action and really good offense. And I see, Coach Ward in the huddle, it's just an extra free timeout to give his guys a break, help them settle down. Unfortunately, it may take some momentum away from Saginaw because this is a long break. But it's all about execution in the last 3 minutes of the fourth quarter. They're still in striking distance, but you have to execute. Then you have to play great defense in order to have an opportunity to win this game.
George Ward talked about beating Groves, and they knew they had to rebound well. They knew they had to bother Josh Simpson and do some different types of things. This is a different animal than Groves. This is a Saginaw team that's Cass Tech-like with the kind of pressure they can apply with the 94 feet. I mean, this is the kind of team, though, that'll get you ready not only to face your rival in Cass Tech, a team they've already played, but get you ready for your season schedule in your league.
Yeah, no question. And, not many teams have 5 guys that can put immense pressure on the basketball on the floor at one time. And that's what you see. And these guys have been trained day in and day out. Pressure defense, 1-2-2, 2-2-1 trapping. And they do a great job of rotating, getting their hands in the passing lanes. Deflections always lead to steals. Steals lead to transition offense that gets you easy buckets on the other side of the floor. It seems like that's how Saginaw likes to play. But they're a really good basketball team, and their seniors have stepped up today, especially when it's been game-winning time, as we see here, the big finish by Dorsey once Burt was able to get the ball up on the rim.
In the swing of the stanchion as well that they're trying to fix. They got the Cass Tech basketball team out there to help it. While we wait for that, a reminder to follow us, please, on social media. Social media, we have it on all kinds of outlets. TikTok, X, Instagram, Facebook, and this medium, YouTube. Thanks for following us. Thanks for subscribing. We ask that you do if you haven't already, please. And if you'd like to sponsor our broadcast, or you got a team that you want to have us broadcast, give us a reach out at info@theprepsports.com. Glad to be here for the PSL Holiday Classic. The stanchion's getting realigned. Everything is getting right. And we'll be back to play in just a moment. But so far, it's been a wonderful tournament. Nearly 5 games in the books. And Rob and I will have Cass Tech, the host school, against Grand Blanc. And that's coming up after this one's over. But 2:53 left as we get back to play, Rob. King has it down by 4. And a new approach for the Crusaders coming.
Yeah, just execution here, handling this pressure, making sure you don't turn the ball over and you get something on the other end.
They do break the press here. Drew sends it right wing. 3-ball, Splash City. Oh, and they needed it the most. It's Kilgore for 3. Give him 16.
Great push by Floyd there. Kilgore made sure he was in the spot. He made sure his feet were set well to catch and shoot. He was able to knock it down.
Burt sped up a bit. Gets it back to Boop. Boop on the run. Rejected by Marion Knott. Taken away by Floyd. And here comes King trying to get across midcourt with a big fella. Got to hustle. Kilgore crosses it. 3-on-2 developing. 1-point lead for Saginaw as Boop goes Superman on the near sideline trying to save it.
These guys are so aggressive. King has to be careful here. This is an important possession. You're getting under 2. As you see here, you can't have an errant pass. You have to meet the ball with 2 hands and help the guy that's passing it out as well. But you need to execute and get a good shot here and hopefully take the lead by 1.
55-52. King went to North Farmington and won in game number 1 this year. They also knocked off Groves at Groves. They're in foreign land now, but familiar territory. Kilgore with a Splash City, back-to-back, 6-0 run, and King is +2, just like that, with 1:40 left.
Yeah, I was shocked that he hesitated on the 3. He kind of hesitated, shot fake, but he was able to knock it down. But Kilgore has a nice stroke. He's a confident shooter, and nothing more important than them last 2 shots, one from the right wing, and hand down, man down there for the 3.
Yes, sir. 49-47. The King run. We told you they've been in some close games. They know how to win these games. A young team. A lot of sophomores and juniors. No seniors that play. George Ward's on the court with that John Thompson towel a wagon. Saginaw down 2 and with it. Against sticky man-to-man. Boop off his toe, lost it out of bounds. Thanks to the defense of Stephen Jones. King gets it back with all the momentum.
Yeah, that was good defense there, Chad. All feet movement there. Boop trying to go left. That was really good for Jones to get him to go left and not allow him to get to his right hand, and it forced a turnover here.
So now King offensively, how choosy do they become?
I wouldn't take another shot until I was fouled. You know, it's not a shot clock here. You have no reason to shoot the ball. You just go 4 corners or whatever stall offense you have and make these guys foul you to put you on the line to extend your lead.
Boop Hardy tried to foul him. He tried again, and this time they do get it. It's just the 4th team foul, so 1 more before 2 shots.
Yeah, you don't shoot here unless you have a layup. There's no shot clock here. You have 48 seconds left. You have to be disciplined, strong with the basketball, and make these guys put you on the foul line to close out the game.
That's the 3rd foul for Boop Hardy, who checks Drew here, and that's his 4th foul. So got to be careful with who's fouling. How do you walk that line of you don't want the guy with many fouls to foul, but we got to foul?
You just make sure you're in communication with your table to tell your guys who has 3, who has 4 versus who can foul and who can't. And when someone else catches the ball, you have to foul right away. So now it's going to come down to free throws. The execution in this last minute, who can make the free throws for King when they're fouled to close out the game.
King is 8 out of 11 from the free throw line. This is one of the most efficient free throw shooting games we've seen. Saginaw 9 for 9 from the free throw line. Puts a smile on Jam Jan's face when she sees efficient free throw shooting. Nothing makes her happier other than a Dutch Girl donut. Shot up and good, both free throws down, 4-point game, 42 seconds left. We'll step aside for the final time tonight from Detroit. In game number 5 of 6, Rob and I are back in a moment on the Prep.
Look, everybody wanna go and talk it. At the same time, gotta walk it. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, divvy up with my homies, and we do it all again.
There you see it, Grand Blanc getting set to take on Cass Tech. They're going to have to wait the final 42 seconds here. All right, Rob, what's the story? You're Saginaw, you're down 4. You've got to go full court against King. What do you want to accomplish here?
Yeah, you want to get to the basket as quickly as you can. If you're wide open from 3 and you have a shooter, you take it. If not, I want to get to the basket as quick as I can, cut it to 2. Jump in my press, hopefully to get a jump ball or either a turnover with a chance to tie the game.
All right. Rip, drive, Boop. Kick, corner, 3 coming. Buford got it. Oh, the biggest of Bufords you'll find. Bigger than the ones at Checkers. It's a 1-point game, 51-50 with 29.7 seconds left. How about the shot on the driving kick?
Big time dribble drive from Boop, and a good recognition to know that the help was offside and he was able to throw it out, and Buford was able to knock it down. You don't leave shooters in this situation though, Chad. It's like it's a 4-point game. If Boop makes that floater in the lane over 2 guys, so be it. We take the ball out, we hold on to it, and we get fouled. But anytime you give up to 3, that kind of changes things. You put pressure more on yourself. Now you have to go to the line and make 2, and then now you have to strategize to see if we're going to give up the 3 or we're going to foul. But more importantly here, against this Saginaw team, you have to get the ball in bounds. And you cannot turn it over. If you turn it over, especially in the backcourt, it'll be a quick score. They can take the lead, and then you're calling a timeout trying to set up. Right now, King is still in control. They just have to execute by catching the ball and getting fouled, and they should be fine.
Both teams great from the free throw line. If it turns into a free throw shooting competition, King 8 of 11, Saginaw 9 of 9. But how about the efficiency and the shooting and the emergence of Derek Kilgore Jr. 7 of 7 in this game, Murph. 5 of 5 from downtown. He hasn't missed a shot yet.
Yeah, well, he's been, consistent all game, but more importantly, he's made them when they were needed. When his team was down and they were counting on him, he made 2 big threes.
Can't coach that clutch gene.
Yeah.
Drew Floyd is fouled. Drew Floyd will go back to the line where he just stuck a couple.
So now you're banking on Drew Floyd to make these 2 free throws, but now the strategy goes into, do you foul when you get across half court to stop them from making the 3 and sending them to the line, or do you just play solid defense and maybe contest a shot and rebound it to put yourself in position to get 2 more free throws? One thing you don't want to do is come off the shooter and give them a wide open look as you did the last possession for them to cut it to 1.
One more for the junior Drew Floyd, our G of the game a year ago at East Kentwood. Count it, full possession game, 3-point lead. Saginaw's got a hustle, and we get a whistle and a foul. No, it's a timeout. No, they called a foul. All right. Now, they have fouls to give. That's just the 3rd team foul. They've got 1 more to give with 18.5 seconds left. When do you give that foul?
No, you want to give it right away. You don't want to give Saginaw a chance to get an advantage going downhill. So you want to make sure you give it, right away if you're going to give it. But they let them get downhill there.
On the rip drive, they do. Stevenson lays it in. So TJ attacks and says, all right, Murph, we'll get the easy one. There's still plenty of time with 11.8 seconds to go. The game gets extended now.
Yeah, great decision to have and from Coach Taylor to tell his guys to go to the rim and get a quick 2. You still have a chance to jump into your press, whether it's man-to-man or 1-2-2, get a quick trap. If they're able to get the jump ball, the possession arrow is pointing towards Saginaw, so that would give them a possession where they can get the ball back. And if not, you foul. You want to foul right about you want at least 8 on the clock when you foul to give yourself a chance to come back down with an opportunity to tie the game or win the game, depending on if they make either free throw.
Stevenson now with 8 points. Stick around after. We'll have our G of the game. Don't forget, there's one more game to follow tonight. It's Cass Tech hosting Grand Blanc. The Bobcats against Cass Tech, and they don't forget what happened to them in the state championship game, or the semifinal game, rather, with Acuff in the semis a couple years back. There's a whistle and a foul in the backcourt. Free throws coming, 10.3 seconds left, an immediate foul. And they're going to keep giving Drew Floyd the basketball and a chance to try to make this a full 3-point lead.
Yeah, Floyd seems to be clutch from the line. He is going to the ball aggressively, demanding the ball, what you want to see from your point guard. He stepped up and knocked down 4 in a row, so let's see if he can extend this lead to 3. Then it becomes decision-making time for George Ward and the Crusaders here, too. If he makes both free throws, it's a 3-point game. And I don't know the strategy, but for me, I may foul, anything under 8 where they're in the scoring area to not give them an opportunity to shoot a 3 to tie this basketball game.
5 fouls, and he's fouled out. Meanwhile, Floyd has not missed a free throw. He's 5 for 5 in this game, trying to make it a full 3-point lead, and he does. Timeout. We'll keep it here. George Ward wipes that brow with that white towel, and he's got a message for his club. Now, you've been in this situation a lot of times. I broadcasted you in this situation a lot of times. You're on the defensive side of things. Look at you. You're reliving this.
Ready to go. For me, Chad.
What do you do
defensively?
defensively?
For me, I mean, I've jump into a 2-2-1, soft, just to make them pass the ball backcourt, probably on this court at that volleyball line. They'll try to dribble it up, and when they cross half court, I would foul immediately right away, send them to the line. If they make 2, we just come to the ball, we catch it, we get fouled. And the game should be mathematically over if that's your strategy. But some coaches, don't like to foul. They're worried that you may make a mistake. You may give up an and 1-3 and then lose the game.
Yeah.
So you play really good defense and play it out. A lot of things has to happen if you foul. Going to the free throw line, miss one, make one. There's so much that has to happen for you to execute and win the game at this point if you're Saginaw.
King does have 1 foul to give. If that scoreboard's correct, they have 3. No foul here. 8-7 seconds left. Now 5. Now 4. Now 3. The block by Knott. And that's the ball game. Marion Knott says, no way. Not now. King wins. King wins. Down by 4. The 2 threes late by Kilgore. And the sticky defense late, sealed by the Knott swat.
Hard-fought win for King. They were down in the 4th. Kilgore, great job sticking 2 threes, staying confident. Floyd came and made 6 straight free throws to bring his team to victory.
Rejected TJ Stevenson. They got the guy they wanted, and the ball game's over. King wins it to go to 5-2 on the year, and winners now of 2 straight ball games. We'll take a break. We'll come back with our G of the game right after this.
What makes people stand in this line like this for 3 hours? Because we're not Dunkin' Donuts or Tim Hortons. These donuts are made fresh daily, and it's made with love and consistency. We got the same ingredients. It didn't change. The people know that, and that's why they standing out there.
The store is set up. He's got the order, and he's off. It's a full court press. These brands are knocking it out of the park. This, my friends, is the speed we've come to expect from this team. Just look at the precision of that move. And it's out of here.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McKinley scores!
Well, the King Crusaders win this ball game. It wasn't always easy. It was a war with Saginaw. But for this guy to my right, everything was easy. 7 of 7 from the floor, 5 of 5 from 3. Derek Kilgore Jr., our G of the game. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Now, you guys had to battle a team in Saginaw that looked similar to you guys from a standpoint of pressure defense, man-to-man defense that was going to cause some problems. How are you guys able to navigate through this game against Saginaw?
I mean, the team was really tough, but we know to keep the ball away from them and try to get big shots during good moments.
You've had some good moments. You guys just knocked off Groves. Following up on a game like that, your biggest win of the year, had to feel good to come back and overcome a deficit that you had in the 4th quarter. Some big shots from you, young man. You stepped up and knocked 2 down in a row to erase that 4-point deficit.
My team put the ball in my hand to get a shot, and I hit the shot. I thank my teammates for that, for giving me the ball, and my coach.
Let's talk about your coach, George Ward Jr. He speaks highly of you and puts you in some prime spots that he certainly trusts. What's it like playing for a defense-first coach like Coach George Ward?
He always tell me to watch the ball, not watch the ball, and stay focused on defending the person that is in front of me.
What's ahead for you guys? I mean, this is a talented team that you have, young guys. You're one of the older guys on the court. How mature does this team feel right now, and how far can you guys go?
As the season going, we get more mature for defense and offense. We learn to keep the ball. We learn to
That's all right.
We learn to stay focused on keeping the ball out of people's hands and getting the transition points, and staying good on defense.
You did that today, my man. Congratulations. Keep it rolling, and we'll see you perhaps down the line for the city championship.
Yeah.
Derek Kilgore Jr., how about a perfect game? 7 of 7 from the floor, 5 of 5 from 3, 5 rebounds to go with it. Go enjoy it, my man. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
All right, Derek Kilgore Jr., our G of the game. King gets it done by 3 tonight over Saginaw.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
4 wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
Camera or not? Oh, okay.
Some highlights from this ball game, and a game that we saw King up by 10. We saw Saginaw battle back Rob Murphy, and we saw a game go down to the wire. This was a fabulous contest of two teams with high energy, purpose, and execution.
Yeah, I thought this was a great game, Chad. A great early season matchup. Both teams and both coaches will have a chance to learn about their teams. I thought Kilgore was unbelievable to close out the game with those 2 big threes. I thought Floyd did a great job of making 6 free throws to close out the game. I love Saginaw's team. They did a great job of competing all night. I think they just ran out of time, and King executed.
Final numbers in this one. Again, our G of the game with the biggest number. It's 19 points to go with those 5 rebounds. 14 for Stephen Jones, 11 for Drew Floyd, 17 points for Tyler Dorsey for Saginaw to lead the way. For my partner, Rob Murphy, my name's Chad Bush. Don't go anywhere. We've got the headliner coming up right after this. Cass Tech against Grand Blanc. Thanks for watching. This is the PSL Holiday Classic from Cass Tech High School. Don't go anywhere. Thanks for watching. So long, everybody.